Hi there guys, Mike Graham here, Senior Partner at SME Skills Academy, and welcome to day 3 of the SME Skills Academy 30 Days Supercharge Your Sales Challenge. And what we're going to be talking about today in today's video is we're going to be talking about positioning yourself as an expert in your industry to help you to generate more clients and grow your revenue and grow your business, okay? You got to think about it this way, guys. Whatever product or service you're selling, the market, your customers, your clients, they want to work with the experts. We always want to work with the experts in an industry. Why? Because the experts are the people that are going to help us achieve our goals. They're the people that we're going to get a good ROI with. They're the people that we feel secure that they're going to help us achieve what it is that we're trying to achieve, okay? So you've got to learn to position yourself in your prospect's mind as an expert. So I'm going to share with you a few little tips that you can do, and this is very, very powerful because you can do this if you're a salesperson. 100% you should be doing this if you're running your own business or if you're an entrepreneur. It's a very, very powerful technique, right? You know, we've seen clients double their turnover simply by nailing this technique of positioning themselves as an expert. So let me get started. So one of the very first things that you can do in terms of positioning yourself as an expert is exactly that. Position it. Raise your profile, for example, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever it is that your audience goes. And wherever it is that they're going, wherever it is that you interact with your audience, with your marketplace, be on that marketplace. If it's LinkedIn, post on it regularly. Don't just post once a month expecting people to think you're the expert. Post on it regularly. Have an updated website. Use your case studies. And that kind of leads me on to my second point, right? Everybody will always say that they're great. Everybody will always say, I'm amazing, I do this, blah, blah, blah. It's a load of nonsense, right? What people want is they want you to show them how great you are. You right? The very famous saying, don't tell me how great you are, show me how great you are. So how do you do that? Well, in your conversation with your prospects, talk to them about case studies. Don't just email people your case studies, right? Talk to them about your case studies. One of the most powerful sales conversations you can have with somebody is you can say, you know, it's interesting you're talking about this problem that you've got. I actually worked with a client who, this was the client, this was the problem they had, this is what we did as a solution, and this was the result. Talking about your case studies, becoming, you know, if I'm ever pitching someone something, it's funny because I've had prospects when I'm pitching them, they'll literally say to me at some point, they'll go, Mike, I get it. You've got a lot of case studies. And at that point, I'm going, ka-ching, good. They've got it. They understand that I'm the real deal, and they understand that the SME Skills Academy program can transform their business and change their lives, right? So at that point of understanding, I still keep talking about the case studies, right? It's not like I go, okay, now they've got it, I'll stop talking about it. Continue. Case studies are a massive part of making it clear to your prospects that you are the expert in the marketplace and that you know what you're talking about, right? One of the other big things in terms of positioning yourself as an expert is having a level of urgency and positioning yourself as being busy. And also in tune with this concept is there is a level of urgency for people wanting to work with you because you're busy and because they need to achieve their goals. And also because if you think about it, an expert doesn't always have all the time available in the world. Now, yes, in the beginning, if you're starting out with your business, if you're starting out in your sales job, you might have a white diary every single week, right, for a while. But that is where you've got to focus and you've got to book stuff in the diary, because eventually, if somebody wants to get an appointment with me, for example, it's going to be a couple of months before we get something in the diary, unless, you know, the circumstances change. So you've got to learn to create that urgency, and leading on with this is you have to have urgency as well, right? One of the biggest mistakes I see people do is they do very well in terms of positioning themselves on LinkedIn, they use their case studies, and then when they get a prospect, they they just don't have urgency in terms of dealing with that situation, dealing with that prospect, seeing if they can get them on board and helping them. I'm not going to talk about the sales process too much because in this 30-day challenge, we are going to be talking about it. But there has to be a level of intensity with everything that you do. And that leads me to my final point in terms of positioning yourself as an expert. If you're going to position yourself as an expert, people need to feel from you that you are an expert, right? So you need to almost dress for the role, if that makes sense. You need to put on your expert hat and you need to walk the walk that an expert would walk. I remember way back when I started my business a long time ago, I'd come from a heavy door-to-door sales background. So I had a lot of sales training, but I'd never really worked with businesses, but I believed that I could help businesses. And nearly a decade later, we've helped thousands of businesses to grow their business and increase their revenue. But in the beginning, we didn't have that. So what I used to do was almost in my mind, I used to dress up, I used to pretend like I was Barack Obama, right? Because I loved the role and I carried it and I even, I tried to walk like him, and I'm not saying you should try and think of who your favorite politician is or who your favorite actor is, but I'm saying is you've got to paint an image in your head of what an expert is for you, on how you want to be perceived as the expert. For me, I know I want to be perceived as dynamic, I want to be perceived with good energy, I want to be perceived as the guy that's going to get you to where you want to be, right? And you've got to think about it that way. Would you buy from you? A lot of people, a lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of salespeople, we're very quick at pointing the blame, right? Oh, they didn't buy from me. They didn't understand what I was selling. Wrong. You didn't sell to them because you didn't explain to them the benefits of your product and service, and really, they weren't that excited about working with you, right? That's what it comes down to. That sounds really harsh, and it's kind of a brutal truth, but the more you think like that, the more you're going to improve yourself and your sales skills and your business development, which means you're going to grow and you're going to make more sales and you're going to get more revenue. And that is a beautiful part of the sales game. You're constantly looking to improve. One of the questions I would definitely set you guys up with at the moment is I would go, how does it look? How do you look in terms of you being successful? For me, at that early stage in my business, I needed to look, act, walk, talk like Barack Obama. And I kind of did that. And people would genuinely say to me, you know who you remind me of? You remind me of Obama. I'm going, boom, got it, right? I hit it. I hit the nail on the head. Now, obviously, I've adapted much more into my own skin, and that's fantastic. But you got to start somewhere. So my challenge to you watching this video today is, number one, if you're not active on your channels, maybe it's LinkedIn, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's wherever it is, if you're not active on those channels, go away and create a 30-day plan of what you're going to do every single day, every single week to get yourself on people's radar. Number two, if you don't have case studies, do some case studies for your business because that will really help you. And I'll tag with that, get obsessed about talking about your case studies. Yes? And then number three, big challenge, is really try and switch your mindset into being more urgent and understanding that you are a valuable business owner or salesperson and that you want people to understand that. And when people understand that, you'll notice the magic because they move much quicker in terms of making a decision with you. And the final little homework, essentially it's like going back to school. The final little homework from this for today is really sit down, take some time, and think about what does an expert look like for you? What are some of those qualities that they have? How do they carry themselves? How do they talk? How do they present themselves? How do they behave? How do they follow up? Etc., etc., etc. Maybe come up with the whole list like an avatar and then step into that role. Guys, I hope this video has helped you. My name is Mike. This is day 3 of the SME Skills Academy. Supercharge your sales for your business and for the next level. So I hope this video has helped you. Go away, enjoy it, take the content. If you have any questions, drop me an email. If not, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for day number 4. Cheers and bye for now.